Hello guys, I'm trying to demonstrate oh well, first of all I've got my whiteboard. I don't know why I didn't think of this before. Normally I used to stick down bits of paper and pencil and pen and draw it, and then stick it down another piece of paper, pencil and pen or whatever. But now with the whiteboard, if we just use the whiteboard pens, we can experiment and just wipe things out and start from scratch again. Just clean the board and we go directly on the board. So yeah, simple as that. And start a new experiment. So I don't know if I can get this into shot. Let me try zooming in, but also because I've changed to this board, what I've done is, let's see if I can get that in cat. Oh, well, that's the wrong one. Oh, I didn't realise I could 0.5 2 times. Right, I think that's it. Can't tell because I've got nothing on the board. Right, where am I? Oh God, come on, focus guys, focus for me. It's not gonna do it. Oh, there it is. And except I've got no damn light on it either. Well, that put a bit of light on. Right, I don't know if you can see, but I've put some rubber tyres on the wheels. You can just see it's only a 0.8mm square rubber ring around the edge. I'll have to show you in the drawing. But anyways, that's what I've done, and it gives it a bit more grip now, so it actually it grips where it is. Yeah, how did I get to that 0.5 one before? I didn't know I had that. Right, come on, zoom in. Right, and I've made this little jig here. What I can do is I can line this up with the edge, and I can put my robot in the same position every time I want to start as well. So that means I can do experiments where I want to draw over what maybe an existing drawing I've done. So yeah. Yeah, so that there is lined up, and I can just remove my jig then, like that. We'll stick a blue pen in to start with, like that, and we'll check that we're on 0. Where's my serial monitor? We're connected with my serial monitor, and we'll do a reset, and then we'll do a circle, and fingers crossed. Let's hope that comes back to where it started from. Don't know if it will, and hopefully my phone will just keep maybe focusing on the little robot. That little I don't know if it's going to come out like that, but you can see sort of jerk. It keeps jerking. That's the video, chip video. That is doing it with my phone. My phone's probably at 10,000 degrees at the moment, doing its high-res videos. So yeah, that's probably why it's doing that. Yeah, it should stop there where it started. Right, let's have a look. And get rid of the pen. Move the robot out of the way. Right, so this time, normally, sometimes it's spot on and sometimes it isn't. But I don't know where you can see that. Can we zoom in a touch? Let's just do the 2 times. 2 times. Move it out of the way. Come on, zoom in. There we go. So you can see that where the little gap where it missed, sort of thing. Well, that there is about 3 mil. So yeah, let's try again. So this time we'll go over with the red, so we can see the difference, and we know which one was first and second. So that's that in the starting point again, and this time we'll put the red pen in. I think that's all the way down, and let's let it draw the circle again. Oh, I didn't zoom out, did I? Although it is in shot, it sort of, but you get a better view like that when it focuses. The chair's probably in the way. Right, so bring back the serial monitor, do a reset, and then we'll do a circle, and let's see how the red one comes out. So that should be a red circles over the top of the blue, which it looks to be doing. Oh, we've got a slight offset just over there. Let's see how it comes out when it gets to the end. Don't know how well you can see this on the on the video. That's the trouble. But it's drawing a red line over the top of the blue line. I'll try and zoom in again in this area once it's finished. But basically that there is what I wanted to show, is that with the surface absolutely level, we should get the same circle every time on top of each other. Sometimes it falls short, sometimes it does. I mean, there is friction and everything, but let's just try and zoom in a bit there, and just show you can, well, so you can see when it focuses, you can see that the line is basically over the top of the blue one. So let me just clean that red pen, because it soaks up the blue and it ends up with the blue soaking into the red. Right, yeah, I just wanted to get rid of some of the blue. It picks it up basically. But yes, so you got the red one over the blue. Now then, what I was wanting to try and explain, let's just put this back to normal 1 times, so you can see pretty much the circle there. So what I want to, right, let's just pause that and bring up my FreeCAD, because this is what I want to try and explain. Oh, let me just minimize that like that. Right, so I want you to imagine that this white line here, the one that I've highlighted that's now green, imagine that as the surface. Now if the surface was level, so we go level like that, you can see that we've, and you can imagine gravity. I mean, I could weigh the, well, what I'll do is we'll weigh my robot later, and then we'll get an idea. But what I'm going to, yeah, and imagine this as my robot. Imagine this here as one wheel and that's another wheel. So imagine them 2 wheels and sitting there on top of this surface. And if it's perfect level, we can't see any blue stuff down here. The blue stuff is my gravity. The gravity is going straight down. So gravity is pulling that straight down, and it's not pulling it from side to side. Now let's just say we do that, and we go, well, let's do it at, say, that angle. This box here represents the gravity, the difference in gravity. So if we was to move the table like this, can you see that this one here is now the bigger line? Gravity is pulling more down sideways on the robot than this line here. This is a smaller line, so we've got less gravity pulling it pulling it side to side, but we've got more gravity here. This represents the gravity pulling down. This represents the gravity pulling across. So this one is pulling it down, and you can see that it's going to slide off the table. We've got it on a stupid angle there. It's on the piss, really, isn't it? So, but that was exaggeration. So what I wanted to show is that if we have, say, maybe 3 degrees, I don't know what angle that is there. Let's have a look. Oh, that's 2. So let's give it 3 degrees. No, let's just give it 2. Yeah, give it 2 degrees. Just 2 degrees of slope out like that, and you can see that this is the main amount of gravity that's pulling it downwards. But can you see now that we've got a bit of gravity that's pulling it in the horizontal direction? So what I'm trying to say is that this box represents it's dividing the force upon the robot, doing that. It's splitting up the horizontal with the vertical force. It's a parallelogram that we use to calculate the direction of force, basically. But if we just use these 2 lines here, this is how much it's still pulling down, which is the majority of the gravity pulling it down. But because we're on an angle, we've got a slight bit of the gravity now acting upon it in a horizontal plane, which is trying to pull it sideways. And so any friction or slip on your tyres or anything, it's actually going to move it in that direction. And as we're drawing a circle, this direction will actually change as it goes around and draws a circle. So that is what I'm trying to explain and demonstrate here, because what I'm going to do next is put a black pen in. I'm going to tilt the surface up at 3 millimeters at one end, so it's supported about like 400 mils. So we're going to end up with so our board is like that, and it's supported at 400 mils. So let's just put that vertical in there. Let's just make that vertical. Let's make that 3 mil. Oh, what did I put 300 in for? I'm an idiot. 3 mil, right? So there's our 3 mil, and it's my table is supported at 2 points, and it's about 400 mil. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make my table. What angle is that? Let's have a look, shall we? It's there. Well, I want to be able to see the actual angle. Just give me a minute. There. There we go. Where has it gone? Oh, it's over here. Right, so I'm going to tilt it only 0.4 of a degree. This is how much I'm going to actually tilt it. It's not a lot, it's just a slight tilt. 0.4 of a degree is out what I'm going to tilt my table now. So let's have a look at that, shall we? Yeah. So where's my right? So what I've got these 2 bits of 3 mil packing, right? So I've got two of these, and I'm going to put one on under this support and one under the support that's at this corner. So I'm just going to lift it up, the table up, and put them packs underneath, and that's going to tilt my table 0.4 of a degree. I think I've just pulled my microphone off. Sorry about the clicks there. Right, yes. So yeah, I've got my cable cut. So what we will do is we'll put the robot back in its starting point, like so. I hope this works. You know, it's just a demonstration, but I mean I could put a bigger tilt on it, but I just wanted to show just a slight mislevel, like I said, 0.4 degrees should make a difference. These first two runs started and ended on the same spot. This one should not, well, it'll start in the same spot, but it should not finish on the same starting point. It should wander off because this has got a very slight slope on it, and I just wanted to just wanted to say sort of enhance that you've got to have a table level, basically. That's what I'm saying, is for this sort of work to work. So we'll bring on our serial monitor, do a reset, and we'll do the circle again, and we'll see where it ends up. Hopefully you can see that we've started on the same spot, or actually we're slightly offset. This might be a bad example, but don't know if you can see that, but well, you can't see the far one. I'll zoom in when it gets to the end again. But we sort of started at the same spot again, and off we went. If this wasn't on this table wasn't slightly a few degrees out, it should have gone over the top of the red line. So let's just remove the pen and let's have a look underneath. Right, can we see that? Right, like I say, it's not much of a tilt, it's just a demonstration, but just to make a point. That's all I'm trying to do, is make a point. But can you see when it's come round, the black line is, because it's well, let me get a pen here. Because the table's now sloping in this direction, we have a force pulling in that direction, and although it's a very little amount, we're travelling a quite a large distance, and over time that little tiny amount adds up as it goes round, and it creeps, and you can see that the black line is now on the inside of the red one, and it hasn't ended up in the same place. It's actually crept in this direction, and that's just what I wanted to point out. What I can do, we'll use the black again. I'll take the packs out. So I'll take these packs out from under the table. We will put the robot back in the same starting spot. And now, if we do the circle again, concentrating a bit there. If we do the circle again with the black pen in theory should now come over the top of this red line. Fingers crossed. You'll call me a liar again, but let's find out if I am a liar or not. But yeah. Oh, and I left it in the zoomed in bit. Right. So yes, so I've put it back on the starting point with the black pen again. And so what we should get is finishing back in the right place, hopefully, fingers crossed, just to prove my point. Yeah, like I say, you'll probably tell me I'm talking out my ass again. So anyway, let's try the circle again and see how it goes. So, did it start off in the centre? Oh, well, slightly off. No, I don't know, I must have got that in the wrong place. Got a big thick black line now. I don't know which one. Right, I think this one was the one nearest me was the one, and it moved that way. And I think the one on the inside, the start of the inside, is the black line. So it probably comes back over the top of this line now, because that line's lined up with that. We'll find out. Yeah. Fingers crossed. I'm just trying to prove a point, really. So, am I right, or am I talking out my ass? There we go. Right, so now let's just zoom in onto that and go to 2 times. Can you now see that the black line is back and it's come over the top of the red one? It hasn't actually moved further in. It is now in its correct place and it's drawn over the top of the red one. So it hasn't crept in that direction this time, because the table is absolutely leveled. And this is just the point I'm trying to explain here, that when you're using a draw bot, like a 2-wheel draw bot, and you're having it roam around and you want accuracy, the table also has to be level, so that you've got no outside forces, but the gravity is going straight down through the wheels and not actually pulling it to one side. It may seem a little niggly thing, but from experience what I've found is that if you don't have a level table, you can forget it. Don't even try to get an accurate robot to draw accurately. It's going to creep in the direction in which gravity is actually pulling it. I mean, you basically, if you've got like a string attached to it, pulling it slightly in one direction, and that's what gravity's doing. Oh, there's the ultra wide. Yeah. Oh well, ×1. That's what I wanted to. Yes. So yeah, I hope that demonstration was okay. Something that I thought I should mention, and people might not be aware of, is that when you're doing this, I keep flicking me. Sorry guys, if that microphone keeps clicking around, but keep catching it. But having this new whiteboard as a table layout, which I can actually level and pack so it's perfectly level, I'm getting better results now with my robot, and it will actually draw stuff. You can't rely on the friction of the wheels, because believe it or not, gravity is quite a strong thing. Oh yeah, we're going to weigh it, won't we? Yeah. So right, I'll get my scales out. So hopefully these scales, I'll turn it off for now. I just don't want to flatten my batteries. Right, so where are we? Well, that's about where we want to be. Turn it on. And actually I think I might need to put that on there, just so it's, well, it will sit on there. I'm not going to be able to read it though. Right, and you're not going to be able to read it. So what I want is just 0 it and put that on there. Oh. Right, what have I got there? 267 grams. Right, let me... Oh, I've got a whiteboard. What have we got? 267.88 grams. There we go. Right, so we know the weight. Get rid of that. Don't need that. Turn that off. So, like I say, that's the weight of it. Let's go to my. Well, no, we don't need we don't need my sketch to demonstrate this. What we've got, right? So, if you remember, what I had was two level points here. So 2 points like that. Is that in shot? Yeah, just. Right, so my table was levelled, and it was levelled on there. And what I did was I put, this is a cross section in this direction. So this anyway, it's this edge that I've packed up. So if we imagine one side got packed up from there to here, and we got this 3 millimeters. Is that still in shot? Oh, just 3 millimeters anyway, and this is 400. Okay, so what we need to do is to divide 3 by 400 and multiply this. So let's just get my calculator, because I can't do this in my head. So we've got 3, divide that by 400, which equals that. So let's just go, let's 0.0075, is that what it was? Yeah, and that's in the way. I wrote it over there to be in short, and this was over the top. Right, so I'll just store that. And so this is the weight here. So we'll just multiply that weight by this. So if we go times 267.88 and go equals, you can see there that we are now pulling in this direction 2.00. Well, just round it up, 2 grams. So it's like having a weight on the side of this. Oh, let's get that calculator out of the way. It's like having a 2 gram weight on this robot pulling in this direction. You know, if you put a spring on here and you pull it, so you're pulling. I've got a thing. Where are we? I've lost it. Yeah. So if we get this scale here and we hook it on here and we pull it so it reads 2 grams on the scale, that is effectively, pull it and pull 2 grams on it like this. This is effectively what is happening when we've lifted the table 3 millimeters, which is, what was it, 0.4 degrees. A slope with 0.4 degrees gives 2 grams of pull sideways. Well, I hope all that made some sense. Let me just have a pause and think. Oh yes, there was this other thing as well. Like I say, what I've done is I've put a little rubber tyre on. So what I've done is I've just glued it on with super glue. But this is like 0.8 mils square. It's just short of a millimetre square basically. And what this does is just add a bit of grip But the belt is just one of those belts you used to get in like the old tape recorders and things. You can buy kits of different diameters, but there's one good thing about, like I showed with this timing belt. I glued this timing belt with super glue. You don't have to do the lap joint. You can just butt it end to end, but rubber actually does glue really well with super glue. So you just cut it to length, glue it together with a bit of super glue end to end. That gives you your ring. Put your ring on, and then once you got your ring on, I just went round the edges. I went round all the inner edge here with a tiny drop of super glue just to hold it in place. Otherwise it will walk around the wheel as well. So you need to have it that the tyre absolutely rigid in place. But the rubber gives it a bit of grip on the new whiteboard. And I thought, since I was talking about accuracy and getting the bed level, well, also because I put that rubber wheel on there, and it's 0.8mm higher, that has lifted the robot up 0.8mm. So what I've done is I've put another washer under here, 0.8mm washer, to bring this jockey wheel down. Now so this is perfectly level because I'm using a jockey wheel and it spins around an axis here. It has to be level. This has to be level with the robot, the alignment of the robot. If it doesn't hold the robot level, if this axis, let me just turn it round, you see this bolt, if this bolt is not perfectly plumb, then you're going to get forces imposed by your axle as well, because let's see if I can demonstrate this as well. Let's go to that. Can I isolate the axle? It's here somewhere. So right, yes, so that's the whole jockey wheel. Right, so yeah, that's our whole jockey wheel. So the whole jockey wheel has to rotate around this bolt I've got here. So if we look on the side and say that the this was higher up, then what would happen is this would actually sit, I'm exaggerating here, it would sit at an angle if this was higher up here. If this here was up here, sort of thing, it would sit like that. Let's just undo that. And what would happen is, if I, let's see, now then, can I, right, I want to keep on this view, so let's just have a look. Right, yes. So if I go, can you see where the, let's move it down, so that wheel is there. So if you imagine that wheel touching the floor, but when it was rolling backwards, what would happen is the wheel would be 180. And can you see that it's just, oh damn, what did I just do there? There. Can you see that it's just right, it's higher now? And so what would happen is, as this rotated round, this back end would go up and down, up and down. And if you've ever wondered why trolley wheels wobble, is because it's this axis. Let's just undo what I've done. It is this axis here that is not true and vertical. If this slightly gets bent over, you get a slight bent wheel on a trolley. This wobbles like hell because it's trying to get to the right level, if you get my meaning. So yes, it's very important that also that when you build a robot, that this pivot point here is absolutely plumb. Otherwise, as it rotates and lifts and drops, it will add extra force in either one direction or the other. So yes, and I think I've got everything right. This is the other thing as well, why I wanted to cut all this out on my laser and get, when I was building it, these were really tight fits, these were really tight. It's because I wanted these to get aligned correctly, and if you've got any wobble on these wheels as well, this is going to shift your robot and sort of add forces in those directions. So it's imperative that the wheel runs true and all wobble is eliminated, and that's why I put them on an axle with two bearings as well, because having two bearings gives them much more stability in the axis direction. Anyways, I'm starting to waffle again, aren't I? Yeah, I think I should end it here. I just wanted to demonstrate my new whiteboard actually. I'm going to think of other things to do with it now, but yeah, things are working out quite accurate with it. I think my next step is maybe write some code so we can actually draw some pictures and see how well they come out. Okay guys, catch you later.